Hello! How you all doing, my brother? Hope you're doing well as always. It's only Wednesday, isn't it? So as it's Wednesday, it's Q&A Wednesday with me. If this is your first video seeing me doing this, most Wednesdays I answer the questions you guys submit. If you head over to my Facebook page and like the page and then submit a question, I do my very best to answer it any way I possibly can. And yeah, definitely like the Facebook page, and as well as social media, I've got an Instagram page as well, and I've started doing kind of regular videos showing little ideas on the guitar and whatnot, and for you guys to learn it at your own will. Right? But the links are in the description box below. Like all the pages, and it really means a lot. Anyway, first question. The lovely Gareth Hunt asks, I have a friend's daughter as a guitar student. I just started as a favour, but now word has spread a little and I'm getting requests from others to teach their kids. I'm not a natural teacher by any means and honestly don't feel that I'm good enough to be telling anyone what to do and how to play. Do you think I should take the students? How well will it help me to develop as a player? Cool, buddy. So the debate is to become a guitar tutor or not. There's certainly no harm in doing it, as long as you're kind of teaching to your level. I mean, if you've got someone wanting to learn some Steve Vai piece and they're capable of doing that, and you know you can't, then you've got to be realistic with yourself and think, okay, I can't. You've got to, well, not only be realistic with yourself, be honest to the person and say, I don't think I'm the right guy for you, but here's someone I do know, or etc, etc, you know, and then they kind of appreciate that more. Now, if I go from my own experience, I was 17 when I started teaching guitar, and it was a similar situation you're in now. I was working at Waitrose, a local supermarket here, and a guy came up to me and said, oh, you play guitar, don't you, Mike? Do you do lessons? And I just left music college, and I was like, I need to earn some money and kind of get out in the industry, so to speak. So I was like, yeah, I'll teach you. And then that kind of snowballed from there. Then I started applying to schools and whatnot, and like I say, I was 17. And I've been playing at that point 13, 14, 15, about 5 years, I think. But you know, I'd put a lot in those 5 years, you know, so I was you know, all right in the guitar, you know, it wasn't too bad. So, and then everything kind of got from there. Now, when you say, will it help me as a player? Yes, it will. Because not only if you're teaching, even if you're teaching, you know, 1 or 2 pupils a week, it's still an extra 2 hours a week you've got the guitar in your hand. And then, I remember early days as well, people want to learn something, and I kind of knew it, but I would make sure I knew it, you know, back and front for the following week for their lesson. So it kind of, you know, forces you to kind of, you know, learn new things, and also go over old things you know, so that you can explain it properly to a pupil. So I would say just get there and do it. And if after you taught a few people you're still not comfortable with it, then it's not for you. You definitely need a form of patience. I mean, I've been teaching a long time, I mean, to the point I don't teach youngsters anymore. Anyone kind of under 10 I don't teach anymore. I was saying that I taught a 5-year-old last week just because it was my friend's sister's kid, and I was like, yeah, I'd do it. And luckily it was only a half-hour lesson, and the whole time I was like, this is why I don't teach youngsters anymore, because it's just too young, and also I just don't have the patience for it anymore. You know, I've been doing it a long time, and you know, it's been kind of sucked out of me a little bit teaching youngsters. So, you know, there I'm honest with the person. If people ring up and they say they've got a 7-year-old, I'm honest and say, look, I don't teach that young anymore, but here's a couple of people I do know who might, you know, be able to help you. So, honesty is the best policy. Just do it. And if it's not for you, it's not for you, but it will definitely make you a better player. Taylor asks, hey Mike, just wanted to say, great content as usual. I was wondering, how do you get hired as a session musician? Hi Taylor, thanks for the kind words, mate, means a lot. How do you get hired as a session musician? Ooh, a lot of times it's 2 ways basically. You've got session fixers and word of mouth, and I go by both. So if you guys have seen me on TV, and being, you know, in the background or playing live with an artist, or being in adverts playing, that's all from a fixer. Actually, not really the adverts, that's from a different agent, but the kind of playing with other, you know, famous people, that's all from a session fixer. And then, you know, she'll put me forward probably amongst other people as well. And a lot of times, especially with TV sessions, it's all on your look, you know. So I've got many session gigs for TV, not just on TV, but actually even live stuff. When it comes to live and playing live with an artist, it's all to do with your look. And I've got many jobs because my look has fitted what they wanted, and I've lost out on many jobs because my look isn't what they wanted. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So yeah, session fixers are cool for that, and also they put you for auditions. I've been put forward to a few auditions for famous people in the past, and yeah, that was all for a fixer. And then you got word of mouth, where, you know, I've got some gigs lately, and you know, we've got studio stuff or live stuff, and you know, friends who are guitar players and they can't do the gig, they say, oh Mike, can you cover for me, or you know, I've got this gig, do you want it? And as well as that, you know, knowing other people who play other instruments, because you know, knowing a lot of guitar players is cool, you can talk gear and everything like that, but they want the job themselves, you know. But if you're friendly with drummers and especially keyboardists, because they're usually the MD, not always, but a lot of the times, get pally with them, and not necessarily get pally with them, but yeah, you know, form a relationship with them. And then if they know you're a capable player, when it comes time for putting a band together, or they got a studio session or something like that, they think, oh, Jack Jones, how are you doing? You know, blah blah blah. So yeah, so definitely have a little Google. You know, I spent ages back in the day Googling and emailing people and phoning people up, even though nowadays no one wants to talk on the phone, it's all emailing. I remember phoning up labels before, and management companies that are high end, and just, you know, plucking up the courage to do it, then finally get through to who you want to talk to, and then they say, just email me, you know, and they're quite blunt like that. So yeah, a lot of it's email now, no one wants to talk. So yeah, session fixers, and you know, knowing people who can put you in for the job. So with that means you've got to be a nice person, so be polite, do a good job, play the best you can, and then you'll be remembered for other things down the road, you know. So hopefully that helps, mate. Harold James asks, hey Mike, I have a Tele and would like to fatten up the sound. Any suggestions? Thanks. As if by magic, Harold, a Telecast has appeared in my hands, and I finally got a new input for this. Talking about the Instagram thing, I posted a picture on Instagram. Finally got a new input for my Telecasters. The original one's a bit poo, to be honest with you. This is a lot better. But how to fatten up a Telecaster? Well, you can, you know, if you obviously it's single coils, but you can get the kind of single coil size humbuckers and do that. Depends, you know. A Telecaster is quite a bright sounding guitar anyway, you know. But I mean, let me get an overdriven sound from my amp. Now I haven't mic'd the amp up or anything, this is all from the camera mic. That's not a bad sound, you know, it's reasonably, you know, it's not fat like a Les Paul, but that's my neck pickup. If I go to my bridge, obviously it's a lot brighter, but you've got a tone control here. Wind the tone down a little bit. If I turn it off all the way, it's a bit that, you know, I don't like that. But let's back off a little bit. Or of course you can do a bit more bass on the amp and back the treble off a little bit, you know. Try and rely on the tools you got, as opposed to I need this pedal or I need to upgrade this pickup or stuff like that, you know. If you want to fatten up a Telecaster, get a Les Paul. You know, for a good Les Paul is basically a Telecaster on steroids. That's what I think of it anyway, you know. So you've got to work for what you've got. And also if you've got a Telecaster, like I say, it is a bright instrument. You know, it does do metal, talk to John 5, but he has got humbuckers in there. You know, so I want a Telecaster to be a Telecaster, but if I want a fatter sound, you know, I'll kick in an extra boost pedal with my amp already kind of cooking, back the tone up a little bit, you know, do more on the neck pickup, stuff like that, you know. So yeah, hopefully those ideas help, and let me know in the comment section if it does. A question from Zangche. Sorry, I can't pronounce your surname, I'll put your name right here. Your question, mate, I'm going to do a video on, a whole video, so I won't do it in the Q&A video, I'm going to do a whole video of playing from rhythm straight into a lead, because I think that deserves a whole video to itself. But good question, and I'll make sure I give you a shout out in that video and this video, what I'm doing now. Theo Buckvick asks, hi Mike, I feel stuck in my guitar playing, what can I do? If you feel stuck in your guitar playing, do something different on the guitar. So I expect what's happening is you're picking the guitar up, you're having a noodle, you're playing a few chords, you might do a few little blues licks or something, you know, and you put the guitar down, alright? You know, then it probably will run a little bit, you know, stale. So I always go about backing tracks. Find some backing tracks with different genres of music. That's what I used to do. From Untitled Guitar, back in the 90s, you know, late 90s, early 2000s, they would always have backing tracks, and sometimes like a 10-track backing track CD would come with it, and it would have kind of Led Zeppelin and AC/DC kind of rock and roll stuff, to kind of country, Eagles type things, to Pink Floyd, to Pantera, Metallica, thrash metal backing tracks, and I would play through them all, and then I would adjust my style to fit whatever that was. It was still pretty much pentatonics, so I knew back then, and the major scale, but you know, when it came to soloing, pentatonics. But I would, you know, play to that style. So I'm not a metal player, but I do my best to kind of play like a metal player. Country, the same thing, blues rock. So just start playing something different, you know, try and learn something new every day, you know. So set aside even half hour and just learn something new every day. You have the biggest resource in the world, YouTube, at your disposal, with so many videos of famous players, players like myself, you know, giving you ideas and whatnot. Whoever your favourite guitar player is, someone has done, you know, an X guitar idea, you know, if it's Eric Clapton or if it's Kirk Hammett or whatever, someone's got an idea of that on YouTube. Type that, just look and learn that, and then put that in your playing, you know. So yeah, there's no really excuse, buddy, to have your playing be stale or feel like you're in a rut or something like that. I've been playing guitar 20 years, and at the moment I'm playing so much at the moment, even for myself. Like the other day I did like 6 hours of playing guitar, you know, 4 hours of that was straight, and then kind of played for a bit, stopped, and that wasn't including the fact that I did some Skype lessons that day as well. So I played for myself about 6 hours, and then, you know, 8 hours, 2 hours worth of Skype lessons. You know what I mean? That's 8 hours of playing I did in a day, and I was learning so much stuff. You know, I was watching some players, I was listening to some things and kind of picking it out, listening to some Eric Gale stuff, you know. Just, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for it to be in a rut, because or listen to a completely different genre of music. If you're a blues guy, listen to some metal. If you're a metal guy, listen to some blues or jazz or even Indian music or classical music. There's no excuse. So get to work. James Martin says, looking mighty tan, Mr. Bradley. I look at the sun and I go brown. It's starting to fade though a bit now. You know, summer's coming to an end, but yeah, I'm quarter Jamaican, so I go black. Row Third, aka Roger, asks, I notice you use a talkbox. Do you still have to use a separate amp for this, or have they improved the design since the Peter Frampton days? Hi buddy, I do indeed use a talkbox, and no, I don't need to use a separate amp. I'm going to put a link up in the corner right there. Oh man, I don't know how many years ago it was, at least 2 years ago I got my talkbox and I did a video kind of explaining how it works. But with my one, it's just like a guitar pedal, so I can't bother to set it up now, but literally actually in my day in the life video I'm using there as well, and you'll see I just tap it. That was me tapping it. You know, turn it on just like a normal guitar effects pedal, and then I have it first in the line as well when I use it, and then the signal won't go anywhere else. It would just go straight up the tube, and then the put the tube in your mouth, and how you move your mouth, the sound would change. And then you obviously want to have a microphone right there to pick up the sounds. Bada bing, bada boom. So yeah, the days of needing to cart around another amp with it are long, long gone. So they're a lot of fun. I always wanted one, and then when I started playing in the Eagles tribute band, it was a good excuse to get one when we're doing Rocky Mountain Way, so I don't have to kind of bluff it using a wah-wah. I could use a talk box. So and of course the inner sound borer comes out, and I've used it on a few function gigs doing Live on a Prayer, and it goes nuts when I use it. So yeah, they're good fun. There you have it, guys. Hopefully that helped the guys asking the questions, and even if you didn't ask a question, hopefully that's kind of giving you little insights into new ideas and whatnot, you know. Like I was saying, head over to Facebook, submit a question, like the page, and also, like I was saying, Instagram as well. I'm on there, and you can pick up some cool tips from yours truly. Anyway, thank you all very, very much. Give this video a good thumbs up, really appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Remember, every Wednesday and Friday, a new video from me. Mike Bradley signing out.